All right. Good morning. Good morning. Hey.
Good morning to you.
How we doing? I'll tell you about him in a minute.
Yeah.
All right.
Picked up.
So, got to go live on the Insta. How are we doing tonight? Today, guys, I'm going to put on here so we can see the comments. I'm sure once you see the clown I've got with me today.
Well, you'll see the comments.
Yeah, no, you don't have your readers on.
Readers are
So, good morning. Mike Matheson is here. Check
good
this
morning.
guy out.
Hey,
So, hey, yeah, thanks for jumping on. Lucy's Lather. Touring Man is here, of course, the perennial all-star on Instagram. Wendy Lee is watching. Good morning, fellas, she says. Yeah, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. I decided I would stop hammering on you today about business stuff. And I got done with a coaching call yesterday, walked up over the stairs and started barking orders. And this guy was sitting at my bar at the island, the peninsula, I guess you call it. And so he surprised me coming to the Edge live event tomorrow. So for those of you guys that don't know, this is my best friend, Dave Brackett. He's here from Florida. Matt Blood is on. Say hi to Dave, Matt.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for coming, man.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be here. Yeah, I was here last year for it, and I thought, I can't just sit around and not be up there. A little FOMO going on.
That actually reminds me of the time I was down in Clearwater, Florida for the Ironman 70.3 World Championships by Foster Grant.
How many times have you heard
Dave
this,
surprised me down there. We actually he surprised me down there. I said, Mr. Turner, you have a package down here at the counter. And I went down and it was Dave. I jumped out from behind a pole. Remember that?
Big column, yeah.
Yeah. So good to see you guys this morning. We thought we'd dial it back a little bit and just have some fun. I said, Dave, you gotta come downstairs and come on the live with me. Roy Dahl, good to see you. Gonna send you a book, my friend. I got your note, so thank you. Speaking of the book, I got news yesterday that it hit the #1 Amazon bestseller level. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dave, for jumping on the other night. So now I have to add #1 Amazon best-selling author and Ironman 70.3 Clearwater, Florida competitor to all that stuff. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I don't know if I can handle that. It's a lot to handle. So
it's too much. Jason Rector says hello.
Hey,
Jason's down in Ocala.
That's right.
Bubba Hogan is here. Bubba's coming up for our event tomorrow. He's going to get here late tonight. You're going to miss the party tonight, Bubba, but we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. And yeah, so I thought I'd bring Dave on and #1, remind you guys about the event tomorrow. Ed Ricker, good to see you. We're hey, we're not doing that. Hey, last minute, one seat left. There's plenty of room if you want to join us. We got a bunch of people. We're going to have a great day. What I don't want for you is for Monday, Tuesday to show up. And let me just make this bigger here, Dave. To show up and have you wish that you came. We don't want that. You're going to see a lot of content. Thanks, Ed. I appreciate it. You're going to see a lot of content. You're going to hear some stories. We'll do some videos, and people are going to get lit up tomorrow at the event. Steve Rosenberg is flying out of Houston today to come. I think Gary Chupik's already on the East Coast. I think he was in Boston last night. And Ed says FOMO. Yeah, we know it's tax season, so we know you're busy, Ed, and I know you'd be there. And I appreciate you sharing the event and the book and all that stuff. You've been great. So, but yeah, I don't want that for you. I don't want Monday, Tuesday to roll around. You go, I should have gone to the event. Should have stepped out of my comfort zone. We talked yesterday about getting off the sideline, throwing your hat in the ring, doing something a little bit different. But anyway, so speaking of doing something different, I want to bring Dave on. We've talked to him. He's been on my lives. You guys have seen him before. So Bubba says, I'm bringing the party, buddy. Yeah, Richard Nordheim is here. He's heading this way this morning. So Richard's out of North Carolina. He's got a great business down there called Enhanced Renovations. He's a super cool cat and a good friend of mine and coming up for the event. So, Richard, we'll see you soon. Mark Bunker, look at this team, he says. But, hey, so Dave's not – I mean, we've been friends since what, 14, 15 years old?
Grade, 8th grade.
Talking 40 years, 40 years, really.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is neither one of us have ever really known what we want to do. So Dave thought it'd be a good idea to quit his job and start a business. So connected with another fella down there in Southwest Florida, they're in the Punta Gorda area, and started a business called Care Partners of Southwest Florida. And so just while we're here, and this is great because Jason's on here and he's in Florida, so you never know what kind of reach you get. Tell me a little bit about what you guys are doing.
Well, I just real quickly, yeah, thanks for having me on, Bob. This is a lot of fun. I've always kind of liked doing this kind of stuff, Ray Richardson show and all that's good time.
Plus, you're an all-star karaoke.
Well, I am. That's true. It's down at where I live, in my own mind, anyway.
Right,
and that's all that really matters. So yeah, so I've been working in home healthcare for a long time, in the healthcare industry for a long time, trying to take care of people, and found myself really finding that I wasn't really fulfilling that cup we talked about, and so. I just decided, I met this guy Rick. He's a great nurse, and we hit it off. He's just a good guy, and we were talking about opening a business to help seniors with placement in different facilities, assisted living, independent living, memory care, that kind of thing. And we kept talking about it, and then one day I just looked at him and I said, why do we keep talking about this? Why don't we just do it? We need to do this. Let's do this. So I gave my 30-day notice, more like 40 days, and he did the same. And here we are. This was our first week getting out. Had a blast, just getting out, and we're putting it all together. We basically help seniors that don't know where to go.
When you say senior, someone that's looking to going into a facility, of maybe whether is it like nursing home or is it like assisted living, that kind of thing?
It's mostly with assisted living or independent living facility, so a community or memory care. But we can also assist with getting into a skilled facility as well, which is a little different level of care. So just really helping people navigate the system, because it's very challenging. So we came up with a really great plan as far as helping the assisted living facility that would be accepting this person, making sure that we have the right paperwork in place, all of those things that really make a big difference on with regard to marketing to these folks. And helping seniors. They don't know where to turn. They don't know what to do. They don't want to do it, but they need to do it. So really helping them understand that piece.
One of the things that I've always known about you and have respected is that you've got I call it a soft spot for the elderly. But I know that you're good with older people. You enjoy it. When you come here, you make sure you get over and see Jimmy. And Jackie just jumped on. Hey, Jackie. I've always respected that about you. And that's tough stuff, because a lot of people and it reminds me of something Bubba says often, because he used to be a deputy sheriff, and he said oftentimes I'm meeting people at the worst day of their life or the worst time in their life. So oftentimes you probably are too, right?
Yeah, and I spawned from working in outpatient rehab. I loved it. I learned a lot. Worked with some great therapists, but I felt like the people I was seeing and working with, they didn't really appreciate or couldn't appreciate what I was doing. So then when I got into working in assisted living or skilled facilities, rehab, like a nursing home, and working with people to get them better, to get them home, they really seemed to like what I was doing. Because they needed to get out of that facility and get back home. So I was helping them increase their independence, get stronger, whatever it needed to get them home. And you could see that they were really, I don't know how to say it. They just really, they were motivated in a different way. And I loved it, because I could challenge them and do some different things.
Everybody wants to be home, right?
I think so. Absolutely.
Because that's got to be a tough thing to navigate. None of us are getting out of here alive, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So it's great they've got somebody like you to help them through that process. You guys that are just jumping on, this is Dave Brackett, best friend of mine for 40 years. And Dave's just started a new business in Florida called Care Partners of Southwest Florida. So what a great place to do it, though. I mean, everybody goes, all those snowbirds down there,
Absolutely. Yeah, no doubt about it. The population is huge, but there's a lot of elderly folks in that area. And oddly enough, so what's happened is a lot of elderly people who live there, their family members, their adult children live elsewhere. So we're sort of marketing to those folks as well, to help their loved one that are in Florida, in Southwest Florida mostly. Yeah.
Oh, that's super cool. I mean, so what does it cost to work with you guys?
Well, the client doesn't. It doesn't cost us a thing. So who reimburse us are the assisted living facility. So we create contracts and chat with them about how they reimburse us for bringing that client to them.
Almost a kind of equivalent to like a buyer's broker in real estate, right? So you get some representation through this process you're probably not going to go through that many times, hopefully, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's the idea, is that we vet these folks and make sure that they're a proper fit for that particular facility, so that they're not bouncing from one to another.
And you know different things about different facilities, so you're trying to put the right person in the right spot.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Working in home healthcare down in Florida in the marketing piece, I've been in 10, 15 different facilities, so I know what they offer and what they don't, So,
Okay. Are you guys all over Florida? Or like if somebody was in northern, southern, or eastern, could you help them?
we could help it. Yeah, we can help people in different states.
Okay.
We could contact folks. We know who to call.
Yeah.
But we're focusing mostly in from basically Bradenton down to Naples. That's
Okay.
kind of our focus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
So
it's a big swap.
Yeah.
That's a big area.
We'll put I'll put Dave's contact info on the show notes. Tim Catroni just jumped on. Adam Smith is here. You'll meet Tim tonight. He's a great guy. Jim Favreau. Remember Jim Favreau from our triathlon days?
Absolutely, yeah.
Chet Grover is here. Danielle is here. Yeah, you did
Still
actually.
have that bike.
Yeah. Good to see you guys. I've been doing this live, the daily live thing for a while. My brother Rick is on here. Say hi to Rick. And this was kind of a nice little change of pace today to pop on with you and talk about it. The timing was good. And Dave is, you know how they say, you can count the number of friends in your life on one hand. Dave's definitely on the one hand, right? We've been through thick and thin together, and he was incredibly relieved that when I wrote a book, it wasn't about him.
Got that right. Yeah. You won't ever do that.
But guess what? We got to change the cover because this thing just hit #1 Amazon bestseller status. Thanks to you guys for getting on and making a lot of noise on Amazon. They've got their algorithm and boxes you need to check. You guys check them all, and people are still grabbing it. So I'm humbled and appreciative for all you guys that have jumped on here and helped me out and supported me over the years. And thank you for your support over. I've been doing a lot of stuff over the past couple of years, and it occurred to Dave. We were talking this morning. I said, I think I work 14 hours a day. Yeah. I can't do that forever, but a little bit unbalanced right now because we're trying to do big things.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's funny, over the past few years watching you do all this and just knowing you're trying to find your way and how can you help people. You're a great coach, obviously, whether it was prior to this kind of coaching. When we did triathlons together, you were a fabulous coach. It was great. You were motivating. I mean, people showed up because you were there. Thanks. You weren't going to let coach down. So
yeah.
You kind of morphed into this, and it's been great to see your journey and watch you grow as an individual too. I've been with you for a long time, and to watch how you've transformed into that person who's a good listener, asking the right questions, and guiding people in a way that is genuine and I guess in a loving way. Honestly, I feel that way. You really want to see people succeed.
I do,
and that's just beautiful. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, and you're even getting better at taking my advice, and I appreciate that.
Yes,
I know it's hard.
Yeah, well, we don't call it constructive criticism anymore, or what do we call it now?
Yeah. Wendy just put the Care Partners of Southwest Florida website on. So if you guys have loved ones, people that are getting older, and thank you for that, I appreciate it, and I love you.
Yeah, I love you too, buddy. Yeah.
If you've got an elderly relative, a friend that's in the Florida area, particularly Southwest Florida, Dave's got a new business. He's full of it. There isn't any grass growing under his feet. He's in the facilities. He's in and out. He knows what's going on. He gets informed about it. Mark Tucker, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Bill Gustafson is here. Good to see you guys. He's involved. He gets in the weeds. He figures it out. And I know this about him because we talk a lot. We probably talk more since you moved.
Absolutely, we do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You only live 20 minutes away.
Lived in Westbrook. We might go a month. Now it's like we talk all the time and we strategize. We talk business and I am a sounding board, I think, for you. And he'll call and say, "What do you think about this?" And I'm like, "Well, what about this, 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 and this?" Yeah, okay, hadn't thought of that. I'm going to go off and do that. And in the end, it's your own. You do what you want to do.
Right.
And we can always come together and say, "Yeah, that didn't work," or "I appreciate that." And I do that with you now too. And I talk about the things that are frustrating me or things I'm trying to navigate.
Yeah, and it's good to have a sounding board. Somebody who isn't necessarily not really looking for advice. You just need somebody to kind of say something to, so you can hear it, and that helps a lot. I think when you have somebody who's it doesn't, you don't have a horse in the race. You just say,
Right.
I mean, you want to see him succeed, but
Yeah.
you just can be honest.
Yeah, we don't always have that emotional attachment. That's one of the good things about actually using a coach is, right, they can kind of step back, give you that other set of eyes, and not be making that decision on the emotional side, and ask you those tough questions, right? And you do me, you hit me with that. Anthony hits me with that stuff all the time. Tim Catroni's on here. He doesn't mince any words, and he'll come at you and ask you. Jen Vane is here. Good to see you, Jen. So a couple of things, guys. I want to make sure that you can still come to our event. It's called the Edge Lives. It's for everybody. Okay. You don't have to be a contractor or be a business owner. You just want to be somebody that wants to get a little bit better at life or business. Come down to the Italian Heritage Center tomorrow morning at 8:00. Show up. We'll get you in. Josh Baker is at the airport. See everyone soon. Josh Baker is coming from Tulsa. This has been fun this morning. I'm here. Steve Perry is on here.
Steve Perry.
How you doing, Steve? Good to see you. Christy Como jumps on here a lot.
Yeah,
So yeah, good to see you, Steve. We Steve and I pitched and caught a lot of baseball games together. We had, I don't know how many, but a lot. And he's wore out my catcher's mitt. I still have it too, Steve. But good to see you guys. And like I said, not to continue to just beat a dead horse, but come to the event. Get down there. Let's get Wendy stressed out. She'll have to make up another swag bag. Oh no, somebody else signed up, right? You'll get an autographed copy of the book. Like I said, that and $7 will get you a coffee at Starbucks. Right?
Well, I was there last year, and I walked away from that and really learned a lot for the different percentage you had.
Yeah.
It made me think about where I was going in life, and
Sure.
kind of spawned some of what I'm doing today.
That's great.
Yeah, you may not walk away going, I'm going to start my own business, but at least in life, you sort of come away with a positive attitude. It felt really good when I walked out of that.
Just good to hit pause and take a day and say, okay, where am I at? What am I doing? How do I want to go forward? And let's get in a room full of people who are trying to do the same thing. Is that so bad?
Not at all. And lean into yourself.
Right.
Do something for yourself.
Yeah.
We work out. We do these things for ourselves so we can be better for other people. Right.
Yeah.
Same thing here. Right.
Perfect.
That's
Exactly. Bunker says, I'm coming tonight with a new hat for you. Perfect. You guys might notice I have the Mid-South Ponds hat on today. It's Bubba Hogan's business. He's the Mid-South Pond dude. You'll meet him tomorrow. So he's one of the people one of our coaching clients, and he's in our community and very supportive of me over the past couple of years. So I appreciate that. So, and guys, I don't know if you just jumped on, I got news yesterday that this hit Amazon #1 bestseller or #1 Amazon bestseller, which is pretty cool. So I get to put that little gold thing on here and get listed with the other people that are up there and put out a good book. And I want to thank Chris Dwyer for writing the foreword. People like Ryan Brown, one of my good friends. It's a PT in the area. If you guys have been hurt, you know of him, or Jared Buzzle, who also wrote an acknowledgement in here. Stan Schofield from Schofield Sports Performance. My buddy Matt Moore, who owns a building and remodeling company in New Hampshire. And my great friend Stacy Simino, who's doing a High Rocks race pretty soon. She's a badass. I'm not even going to call her a triathlete anymore because she's doing so much more than that. And then one of the other acknowledgments that I'm proud to have in the book is from Ben Newman, one of the top 5 performance coaches in the world, and a friend of mine and a mentor of mine. So I didn't take this lightly. We didn't just throw this out. There's some good stuff in here. Having written it and looked back now, I'm like, I should have added that. I should have made it longer. I should have done this, but it's here.
It's a start.
It's here, and now, it's just been pretty cool. So I got to write another one. Yeah, and I won't mention anything.
I know where you live.
Right. Ed Ricker is on and says, education is part of self-care. Absolutely. Ed Ricker just started his own financial coaching business. So easy to find on Facebook. Check him out. Stacking Cheddar, I think, is the name of the business, which is kind of stacking. Ed's over there stacking cheddar. So, yeah, guys, how are you doing? Put in the chat 1 to 10 how things are going for you today. Matheson, good to see you on here. My buddy, we call him Sloth. And Wendy did put the website on for Wendy. Southwest. Care Partners of Southwest Florida. And so I lost that battle. I told Dave, just call it Care Partners. He said, no, it's going to be Southwest Florida. I said, I'm going on record. I'm going on record. I'll say it here. Might want to be Camp Patterson's Tulsa someday.
Well, then we'll change.
Coming from a man who named 2 businesses after himself. See, that's why I say the advice I give is a lot of the things that I've done wrong. So Christy's on here. Good to see you.
We say, we learn more from our mistakes than
our
successes.
Yeah.
I know I do. That's for sure.
My mom says, oh, it's, all the stuff you've learned in business over the years has been your college education. I said, why did it have to cost so much?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So what's new for you? What's next for you? I mean, in the business, and you got you and a partner, and where, I'll just ask you right front. Where do you want to be a year from now with it?
Well, I'd like to be in a lot of the facilities. We have to create contracts with facilities as well, and so we're marketing to those folks as well. It's not just the folks that we're placing and help with the placement. It's a double-edged. It's 2 things we have to do at once. So I see Rick and I really developing the business in a way that will create a place for people to come and learn something. We may not get paid a dime to educate people.
It's a lot of work.
So it is a lot of work, but that's okay. I don't mind doing it. I was working for the man for a long time, and I was putting a lot of work there. So I'm going to do it in a different way. I think it's going to be more fulfilling for me. It's going to fill my cup. I do love working with the elderly, with older people, seniors. I get away from saying elderly. It's seniors,
Yeah.
I do enjoy working with people that I love their stories. I love just nothing. I'd love to sit down with an older gentleman and play a game of chess and listen to him tell me stories. And it just, it fills my mind. Especially if they're like you and being a good storyteller, it seems like older people, they just know how to tell a story. You're not an old man, so you're getting there, but you can tell a story. I'm leaning into it all the time.
Yeah.
I love asking questions and learning about people.
Yeah, no, and you're leaning into it.
Absolutely.
So it's been fun to watch.
A year from now, we're going to be blowing Southwest Florida away.
Nice.
It's going to be a great.
So,
place.
And I asked you this yesterday, but just for these guys, like you marketing to the assisted living facilities, like at what point do you turn your marketing toward the client, and who do you market to?
We're doing it at the same time. So we're going into hospitals, talking with the care managers that are doing discharge planning, skilled facilities that are doing discharge planning. People that can't go home, where can they go? They need people like us.
So you need to talk to the person that's deciding where these people are going and make sure they have a choice.
Exactly. So we become partners with them to be able to help guide families and people to different facilities. So that's where we're marketing.
You really have to kind of advocate for yourself today in the healthcare system, don't you? I mean, even with just your general doctor appointments and stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. No doubt about it. And then to have advocates like us that know the system and how it works makes a huge difference. Yeah. It's a sigh of relief for people.
Roger Knight is watching.
Roger Knight. How you doing, Roger?
Yeah. Roger's a good boy. We got to get in and turn his place upside down here. Maybe see him sometime. So Mark Bunker says, Dave Brackett, do you see yourself growing to a spot with folks working under you and taking a step aside?
Well, that's the
great
idea.
question, Mark.
That's a great question. And then, we can, I think we can. We have a couple of people actually in mind that we'd like to actually bring on board already. We're not ready for that, but in a year's time, I should see that happen, maybe even sooner. But that's exactly right. That's our plan, and not necessarily step aside. I want to be able to still be a part of it, but because I'm not much of a manager. I can lead and that sort of thing, but I'm not much at managing folks.
Mark says, bet you're more of a hands-on guy.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So I want to be in the thick of it. I want to be doing it. And that doesn't make me a control freak in any way, but I like to have my arms around stuff and know what's going on.
Well, you stay in touch with it. You know what's going on with your business. So.
Absolutely. It's my name. It's my reputation.
Yeah. Ed Ricker said, have a great day. Got a scoop. Good to see you, Ed. Jorge is on here. Good to see you. We hope Carmen makes it. I understand she got hung up in North Carolina. So the phone has been busy this morning with people and their travel for our event. Dave popped up from Southwest Florida to just remind himself once again why he moved.
Absolutely. Yeah, that cold. Well, I'll tell you what.
He came in here bundled right up.
I got on the plane and the pilot said, I'd like to welcome you aboard. And just to let you know, in Boston, I flew into Boston. It's a balmy 9 degrees with feels like 6. I thought, oh my goodness gracious, what have I got myself into?
Right. Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, man, I love you and I appreciate you coming up. Jason Rector says your service can greatly support newly widowed seniors. Yes. Yeah. Everybody, Jason.
Absolutely. When you have a loved one who passes and maybe they were taking care of you a little bit.
Right.
So that's you're exactly right.
You guys should connect, grab lunch. I think Jason's 2-3 hours. Where's Ocala?
About 3 hours.
Yeah. You guys should grab lunch.
It's a beautiful area.
Somebody else I was going to connect you with too. I can't remember. Oh, guy that had on my podcast and I was on his, Jacob Godar. He's in Fort Myers area.
Oh, really?
And
So
he bikes on Burnt Store.
Oh, he's 45 minutes south of me.
Yeah, he's 35, 36. But I told him, you were pretty bad, pretty badass.
Oh,
so
yeah. Hang with anybody.
Totally take
please.
Yeah. So
Turn myself inside out to stay.
yeah. Well, I'll ask, just like a podcast. I mean, what do you want people to know?
Well, I basically want them to know that I'm in this to help people.
Okay.
I'm in this business to help people. If I make a little money along the way, great. I can pay my bills, and I'm not looking to get rich. I'm looking to help.
Be okay
people.
though, right?
Oh, it helps, Yeah. But the goal is to help people. As many people as possible, because I feel like people are being taken advantage of. I see it. I see it every day. And so if I can be that person that can, even if, like I said, we do a consult, we don't get paid for it, that's fine. Yeah. We're going to help them get what they need.
You hate a bully, don't you?
Oh, don't I hate a bully? Don't I hate a bully? Somebody to take advantage of stuff. It just bugs me to no end. Have somebody take advantage of the weak.
Yeah. Dave Howard is watching. Good to see you, Dave. Dave's been a huge proponent of our Facebook, private Facebook group called The Summit. So if you're not in that, check that out. One other question I always ask people that come on the podcast is, what is your edge?
My edge, oh boy, you put me right on the spot.
I didn't warn him. I didn't warn him.
You didn't warn me at all. So my edge, I guess, what brings me to the edge? Yeah.
Well, the edge to be defined as where you go when the shit hits the fan, how you show up differently for others, and what do you bring to the table that others don't? Not just in business, but in life.
Yeah, doing what I said I'm going to do. Okay. Really being honest about where I am in life and how I can help people, but really what is saying what I mean and mean what I say.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Following through, those kinds of things really, I think, define me. I show up on time, early, and get the job done. To completion. Don't leave it half-assed. Okay.
That's awesome. Quick question that came to mind. I just saw Josh Baker's comment. Hate people who prey on fear and anxiety. If someone had a question and they're not in Florida, a question about elder placement or care, could they talk to you?
Absolutely. All right. Oh, yeah. Well, John Monroe. He reached out to me on Facebook. He said his mom, Joan, great lady. I've known her since I was a kid. He's having some difficulties looking to put her in a place. I said, He said, I wish you were up here. I don't have to be up there. Just call me. Actually, I'm going to be up in Maine, so we'll hook up when I'm up there. So,
I ran into John the other day at getting a haircut.
Great guy.
Danielle says, that's amazing work. Hard world to navigate. And by the time you get a handle on it, it's too late.
Sometimes, yeah. So we want people to be proactive, instead of reactive in the healthcare world, because reactive, it doesn't work usually, and people are upset and unhappy. So being proactive, no matter what you're doing, when you're older, is really important.
Well, isn't it funny? We've been friends for 40 years. Here we are at age 55, and there's been a lot of commonalities, but here we are both trying to help people.
Yeah,
as our lead, and so I'm proud of you.
I think it's always been in us, though, to do that.
I think so. Yeah,
about like coaching and being.
We just used to try to punch them a lot, though.
Well, even with sporting, we're a teammates. We were helping other teammates all the time, try to bring them up and help them out. Right.
I think so.
I wasn't great at certain sports. I was okay, but we'd always.
There was that 3-pointer in the Kennebunk game from the hash mark. Mm-hmm. From coach brought him in. He's sitting there the whole game. Brackett. We're getting our ass handed to us, right?
Absolutely.
Brackett brings him in. Somebody passes him the ball on the wing. He's like, I may never see this again.
Yeah,
just literally steps into the hash mark, lets it fly. The coach is like, Brackett, no. Swish. Nothing but net, baby.
Well, he brought me on as a
practice player.
Practice player. I'm going to help him practice because I was tenacious and mean.
Tenacious.
It was.
Yeah.
I made people work harder, and so I knew I was riding the pine. I didn't care. I wanted to be a part of something. And I was,
Yeah. And, we had fun.
That's right, for sure.
Yeah. Mark Bunker says, you guys need to hug it up. Mark's a hugger. He'll get a hold of you this weekend. Mark Richards says, welcome back to Maine, Dave. And Mike Matheson says, I'm flying to Tampa tonight to help my parents with choices. I'll give Brackett a call later.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Give me a shout.
Yeah. They're in, it's guys, like I said, it's inevitable. We're all going to face it. So I've got to transfer over to a coaching call. I love you, buddy.
Love you
give
too,
a hug for Bunker.
There you go, Bunker.
Guys, I appreciate you watching. Had a bunch of people on today. It was good. I hope this change up was good. Come to the event tomorrow. I'll see you at the event. I appreciate you coming, and thanks a lot. Guys, have a great day. Kick-Ass Friday. What did Hal Layton used to say to us always? Lace them up tight. He used to say, lace them up tight, take no prisoners. Yeah. All right, guys, we're out. Take care. We love you. Be good.